Hey guys, welcome back. It's Friday, and so it's time to do weekly favorites again. And I'm not wearing any makeup today because I'm filming two videos on the same day, and I'm doing a review of the Boots number 7 serum, which would have gone up yesterday. So if you missed that one, I'll link it down in the information bar below so you can check it out. But I want to leave my face clean so I can kind of watch how it progresses, you know, for a while to see if I have any kind of reactions or anything like that. So that's what we're doing today. And last week, I want to apologize that my video went up late. I had uploaded it, and then there were some YouTube glitches that I had to deal with, so I deleted it, and I had to upload it again on Saturday for you because it takes hours to upload videos in HD. And so by the time it was done and I was trying to get the glitches taken care of, I didn't have enough time to re-upload it for Friday, so I apologize it was a day late. But we got it done. Okay, so this week, I have a real mixed bag of products or things for you guys to share with you this week. And the first thing I want to talk about, I actually meant to talk about last week, but I forgot, so I'm going to show it this week. It's by the brand Zeiss, Z-E-I-S-S. And I was given this for Christmas, so I haven't opened this yet, but I've used these before. These are lens cleaning wipes, and they come in this convenient dispenser pack. It's 200 wipes, they're pre-moistened, and they're individually wrapped lens wipes. So you can use them for glasses, camera lenses, goggles, binoculars, you know, any of those types of things. It's safe for use on lenses with anti-reflective coatings. It's ammonia-free, shouldn't leave streaks or residue. Obviously, you don't use these on like contact lenses because there's alcohol in it. And they are for one use only because once they are dirty, if you use a dirty, you know, if you try to reuse it and there are dirt particles on it, it could scratch lenses and that kind of thing. So these are only for one-time use, but I like them because they come, you know, individually wrapped. So you can just grab a couple of the packets and you can toss them into your purse or your glove compartment or your, you know, throw it in your pocket if you think you need it for some reason later, or, you know, down in a camera bag, or all of those types of things, in your laptop case, your tablet case, you know, what have you. They're just really good for on the go. And I believe that this size box probably comes from Sam's Club. Like I said, I was given this for Christmas, so I'm not exactly sure, but you could probably find these other places as well. I would think maybe, you know, the size of the box might just differ. I'm really not sure about that. But wanted to mention those because I just think they're really convenient to have. And I mean, if you're watching me on whatever device you're watching me on, then it obviously has some kind of lens or glass that probably needs to be cleaned. So I thought it would be helpful for you guys. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about are a product that have been around for a while. These are not new, but I wanted to mention them because they're on clearance sale right now. And it's the Nivea lip balms. It's these little ones in the tins, and CVS has these on clearance right now. So I wanted to make sure I pulled them out and mention them to you. These two that I have here, the vanilla and macadamia kiss and the caramel cream kiss, were all I believe 75% off. The raspberry and rose one, it was only 25% off for some reason, so I thought that was strange. And then the regular one, I think, was 50% off, like just the one that doesn't have any scent or fragrance. So about these two, the caramel cream kiss I love. The vanilla and macadamia kiss I don't really care for that much. And the only difference is just the scent. The vanilla and macadamia kiss, the one that I don't really care for, it reminds me of the smell of like vanilla extract. It's just a very artificial smelling vanilla. And, you know, the macadamia, I don't know if that changes the scent at all or what, but it's just a scent I don't really care for much. The caramel cream kiss I love. Oddly enough, though, to me it doesn't really smell like caramel. To me it has almost like a little bit of a fruity hint to it. It's a little bit of a fruity hint. But this one I really like. And, you know, it is a pot, so for some of you, you might freak out because it's one of those things you rub your finger in and then you put it on. But it really stays on for a really, really, really long time. It's not something that really wears off. I mean, if you were drinking out of like a mug a lot, you know, maybe you would wear it off faster, but I find that it stays on for a really long time and it feels nice on the lips. But if you freak out about things like this that are kind of like a pan that you would stick your finger in, then just use a lip brush. You know, they do have like retractable or travel type lip brushes, so if you're taking this in your purse or what have you, you know, just take a little brush and it's fine, and just wash your brush. No big deal. But these are really convenient, you know, because you can just throw, I mean, they fit nicely into little pockets in your purse or in a little extra flap on a phone case or, you know, that kind of thing. They're just really easy to kind of tuck down places, and so if you change your bags a lot or what have you, if you have a couple of them in the different bags, you just have something already in there, you can just grab and go. And they also kind of fit nicely in a pocket, although I would caution you, like, when it's hot out or if your body temperature is warm, you know, you might kind of melt this a little bit, so I would be careful just of that, but it does still fit in a pocket nicely, maybe even like a, you know, a jacket pocket or something. So really like those. The next thing I want to talk about is the song of the week, and I've not been putting, you know, I was trying to, and I would really prefer to put a snippet of the songs, of the music in these videos, because I feel it just feels weird and like incomplete talking about a song that you guys can't hear, but you know how YouTube gets about that kind of thing, so I just want to, I don't know, I'd rather be safe than sorry, kind of in the long run. So I'm just going to tell you about the songs, and I'm going to link them down below so that you can go check them out on the link if it's not a song you're familiar with. The song I want to talk to you about today is called 3 Libras. This is not a new song. You guys know I've been doing kind of some flashbacks lately. The song is called 3 Libras. It's by the band called A Perfect Circle, and it's on the album Mer de Nom. Mer de Nom. I don't know other languages. I don't pronounce them properly. So anyway, that's what the album is called. There are some other songs on there that I really love, like The Hollow and Judith. And, you know, if you're a fan of them, or, you know, you listen to a wide variety of music, you may be familiar with those songs already. But 3 Libras, I think, is just the most, I feel like it's their best song for sure. And it's kind of a slow song, sort of. It's kind of their crooning, you know, song. What I really like about their music is their songs are done in, you know, the rhythm of 3 instead of 4, which is different. There are very few bands, I can think of one other off the top of my head that does that. And I think his vocals are just, I don't know what I want to say about his vocals. They're not intense, and they're not necessarily, you know, hugely different than somebody else's vocals, but they are challenging sometimes. Sometimes the portions of the songs are challenging to sing, and if you're singing along, they're challenged to sing along with as well. And 3 Libras, I sort of feel like the end is that way a little bit. It's just a really interesting, audibly interesting ending. And I could really just play it over and over and over again. It's one of the songs that I really don't get sick of. I mean, maybe if I played it nonstop for like months, and that was the only song I played, then maybe I would get sick of it. But most of the time when I'm focusing on these songs that I'm recommending to you guys, I do try to play that song like either multiple times during the week, at least once every day, you know, to really remind myself what do I really like about it. And a lot of times by the end of the week, I'm like, okay, I gotta play my song again, you know what I mean? It's still a song I love, but you kind of are, you know, you're ready to move on to the next song. This one, I don't feel that way about. I get excited, and it's like, oh, I have to listen to my song, you know, let's go get that, let's go do that. But anyway, in the album, this is just an album that I enjoy playing a lot as well, so it is kind of a more alternative rock style music. So if you know, I don't know how you feel about that style of music. That happens to be my favorite style of music. You know, I would say if you think that you don't care for it, but you really aren't versed in it, then just give it a chance. So anyway, I'm going to link the song down below. I'm going to link the album down below. You guys know I'm addicted to my iTunes, and so I do everything on iTunes on all of my electronic devices. So I'm just going to link the links so you guys can download it, listen to it, you know, do what you want to do. But that's my song of the week, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it and the album, both. The next thing is a food item, and this is something that was given to me this week, and I have been gnashing on it like every single day, and love it. I wasn't sure when I saw it. I was like, this is going to be interesting. I kind of thought there's potential that I may not care for this, but I wasn't really sure. I really, really like it. Okay, so it's by the brand Chimes, and these are called the Original Chimes Ginger Chews. They're gluten-free, all-natural. The packaging looks like this. Before I forget, I'll tell you that the brand makes a lot of different types. They have according to their website, they have like a big sampler box. It must come out for the holidays or something that apparently they sell on Amazon, but I looked just to look into it, and it's not currently available. It's one of those things where you can list your email and they'll notify you when it becomes available type thing. This one was purchased from Home Goods, so you might check your Home Goods, places that are similar to Home Goods. I don't know if TJ Maxx might carry something like this, I'm not really sure. Apparently it's a product of Indonesia. It's pure ginger. It's only 3 grams of sugar per piece, and a serving size is actually 10 servings. And there's like four servings worth in a bag. So 10 of these is a lot. And they look like this. The ingredients on the back are cane sugar, ginger, tapioca starch, and natural orange flavor. So, very kind of as pretty much as pure as you can get for a gummy candy type ingredients. The sugar and the carbohydrates, if you eat a whole serving, are, I wouldn't call them high, but they're typically high, as far as being 38 grams for the carbs and 32 grams for the sugar, but it is cane sugar. It's not, it's not like fructose corn syrup or anything like that. So that's better. They come individually wrapped like this. My only complaint about it is they're hard to get out of the wrapper. Because they kind of stick in the ends, where the ends have been pinched off, by the machine as they go through the machine. Because they're kind of like a gummy candy, sometimes they just sort of get stuck down in there and they're a little bit hard to get out. So that would be my only complaint, but I mean, seriously, I can get over that, right? But let me try and get it out. And they look like this. So they're sort of, powdery. They're kind of powdery around the edges. And, they're kind of like an amber sort of color. Ginger, for me, can be a hit or miss flavor. I like it in a lot of things, but sometimes it can be very, I don't want to say bitter, but, sometimes it can have sort of that rancid kind of bite to it that, on occasion, I don't care for. So I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about this. But these basically taste very strong. Not very strong, but the main flavor is orange. You get the best orange flavor right away, and then the ginger comes in more as like a spiciness, and I mean spicy, sort of like hot sauce spicy, like whew, that's got a little burn to it, and I really like that because you guys know that I love spicy food. So it's not horrible or unbearable. I gave this to a family member to try who doesn't really like spicy things, and I had told them that there's a spiciness to it, and they said, oh, yeah, you do get a kick from that, but they didn't complain about it, and they really like the orange flavor. So if that individual kind of gives it a thumbs up, then you know that it's good. But it does have a kick. But what I really like about it is it says that you can have 10 in a serving, and I find with gummy candies like this that you sort of, I don't know, I feel like you need a lot to sort of satisfy the flavor, to hit your intensity sort of ratio, that you need to kind of satisfy the flavor that you're looking for. With these, I find I only eat maybe 3 or 4. I mean, I maybe ate 5 tops, but more like 3 to 4, and I'm good. Now, because they're so good, I'm not going to say that a couple hours don't go by and I don't have 3 or 4 more. But I find I don't need to eat 10 of them to feel, satisfied, and that's unusual for me. I mean, I'm the kind of person who, I love Mike and Ike's. That would be another kind of fruity, sort of chewy candy that I really enjoy, and I find myself with those that I kind of go for handfuls, if you get the movie theater box size, you know, I can go through a good close to half the box before I feel sort of satiated as far as, you know, yes, I've had my fill, I've got the flavor intensity that I wanted. So the fact that you only need 3 or 4 of these, I think is really good. I'm going to eat this one right now. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And they're just chewy. They're just a chewy gummy candy. They're very similar consistency to like a gummy bear or Mike and Ike. So good. And now that zing starts to sort of kick in a little bit. Just a really nice orange flavor. So you can find these, or maybe you order them online. Really, really good. And they were $2.99 at Home Goods. So, good. Okay, the next item is a book that I finished, and I'm not doing a full book review on this one separately because it's a book that I've read before, and I only do my book reviews on books that I've read for the first time because I just don't want my opinions of it to be contaminated by it being, you know, a multiple times read. I want you to really generally know what I think about it, you know, first time through. This is a book that I've read at least 2, maybe 3 times. I don't remember exactly how many times, but for sure 2 times now. And it's called The Millionaires by Brad Meltzer. And I always take the cover off of my hardback books when I carry them around so I don't beat the cover up. This is a book that normally, it's the type of book that normally I don't really care for because normally that type of book I feel is sort of all the same. It's kind of a little bit of like an action adventure kind of, if it were a movie, it would be like an action movie where there's people like on the run and being chased, you know, type thing. There would be, you know, a little bit of like violence and sort of fighting or chase type scenes and that sort of deal. Normally these books are they feel very much the same to me. This one, although at the end of it you sort of feel like, you know, it is kind of a typical type of, you know, one of those books. It's still a good, entertaining read. I actually enjoy reading it. I don't feel like I'm reading it just because I want to get through it and I already really know what's going to happen. This is one where when you read it, you don't really know what's going to happen, and that for me is rare because I'm a big, you know, I'm a voracious reader, and I feel like most books I know very early on, you know, who done it, how it's going to end, what's happening, that kind of thing. And this one you really don't, and the chapters are relatively short, and so it's kind of easy and quick reading. And this is one where I find myself in spaces, I did talk about this as I was reading it on my blog, I find myself like reading a chapter and like really wanting to read the next chapter to keep going. And I generally I read multiple books. I have multiple things that I'm reading, books and articles and magazines and, you know, books on Kindle and books on, you know, all that kind of thing that I read. So generally when I read, I try to keep it just at 1 chapter because I have other things I need to read as well. So it's like 1 chapter a day. And this is one of those where I was like, man, I just want to go ahead and read the next chapter. You know, but I held off and I paced myself with it. But, you know, that's good. But when you really, like, you just want to curl up with it and just keep going, that's good. And I don't always feel that way about this type of a book. So I'm just going to give you a little premise and say that there are 2 brothers that kind of work for a very large private bank. And, you know, the brothers are very different personality types, but they're very close. And all I'm going to say to you is kind of the shizzle hits the fan. And that's it. That's all I'm going to tell you. And it's, you know, it's an adventure. So, if you've not read this, go check it out. And I know, I will link it. I'll link it down below for you guys. So, I like to make things easy for you. So, check it out. And the last thing I want to talk about is another food item, and this is one that was sent to me to try, and I do still have one one left. And it's a little bit past season, but you can still find it, I'm pretty sure, if you look. And the reason I'm talking about it now, past season, is because I didn't get it until the very end of the season. So that's just how it happened. They sent it to me late, so I'm talking about it late. And it is the Celestial Seasonings Candy Cane Lane Green Tea. And it's one of the holiday teas. It is decaffeinated. And Celestial Seasonings are 100% natural teas. So I just have a little packet that had 2 tea bags in it. So I've had one, and this one is the other. And I really like the Celestial Seasonings flavored teas. I've also tried the Sugar Cookie Sleigh Ride, was another one that I got. And I get mine from Target when I buy them. You know, I just get a box. I think they come in boxes of 20 generally. I'm not sure where else you can get them, but, you know, Celestial Seasonings is fairly common. But you can find them at Target for sure. This is a peppermint. You know, it's to me, when I smell it, when I first tasted it, it's more of a peppermint than candy cane necessarily. I find with their flavored teas, when you add your sweetener to it, sweetener, sugar, whatever, however you sweeten your drinks, that's when the full flavor opens up. So even with the Sugar Cookie Sleigh Ride, it doesn't necessarily taste like a sugar cookie until you add the sugar to it, and that's because there is no sugar in it already. And cookies are sweet. Cookies have sugar in it. So once you put that sugar in, then you have the full rounded out flavor. And that's kind of how I feel about this one, although I will still say it's still more of a peppermint flavor than a candy cane. It's like peppermint with like a hint of candy cane, because to me, you know, a candy cane flavor and a peppermint flavor are 2 totally different flavors, which are also different from like spearmint, you know, other types of mint. So it's still more peppermint to me than candy cane necessarily, but you get that hint of candy cane. But what I will say about the peppermint flavor is it's also the most well-rounded, not intense, but sort of full and smooth flavored, peppermint flavored tea that I think I've ever had. And I've had a lot of peppermint teas because I do really enjoy peppermint tea. You know, especially around the holidays, but all through the winter time. I like peppermint all through the cold weather times. So this is a really good one. You know, check your Target next time you're there and see if they still have some, because there's a good chance they will. I mean, my Target still has the fall flavors. It still has the pumpkin and gingerbread flavors. So there's a good chance they will still have some. But if they don't, you know, make yourself a little note in your, you know, planner or your little calendar or on your phone in your purse, you know, for this year's holiday time, for holiday season 2015, and go look for it, because, you know, such a little reminder to go check it out, because it's really, really good. Okay, and that's all I have for you this week. So if you have any questions about any of those products, then please let me know. I'll link everything that I can find down in the information bar, like I always do, and tell me how you're doing down in the comments, and don't forget to ask me questions if you have any, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to my channel. And I will see you next time, hopefully, with makeup on. Bye! I'm going to go have some more of these shoes now.